Oh, man. Oh, man. Here we go, boys! Deshaun Watson officially demands a trade. I'm all sorts of jazzed up. I'm ready for this. Okay, we were talking about how there's, he's never going to become, he's never going to get traded. He's too valuable of a quarterback. He'll wind up going back to Houston and all that good jazz. Well, I'm here to tell you, he's coming to the New York Jets, baby. This is going to be the Jets to lose. We have the most cap space. We have the most draft picks to go up and get this guy. The Texans are not going to trade him in division. He's not going to the Jaguars. He's not going to the Colts. He's going to come. He's going to join the coach he wants to be with. He wants to go with Robert Saleh. He wants the Shanahan offense. He wants Allen Robinson. Let's go. Let's get to New York. Come on. This is going to happen. Guys, I have a link in the description down below. It's a vote to where you think Deshaun Watson is going to be going. I think I know where you guys think he's going to be going, but I want you to vote anyway. So click in the description if you want to vote for it. All right. This is getting me hyped up. We have so much money. Like, legitimately, okay. For those of you that did not see my Deshaun Watson video on how the Jets can build around him, go take a look at that. If you are still grumpy and upset, go take a look at that video. I'm telling you right now, we are going to get it done. It's going to happen. There's, like, no doubt in my mind. Well, okay. So I'm going to say 85%. If the Jets want in on this, we get him. If we don't go in on this, that means we're either really high on Sam Darnold, which I think is a mistake, or we are really high on Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. Now, if I'm the Jets, Woody Johnson's coming back. He loves his star power. Now, I don't want him influencing any decision. I don't want Woody Johnson influencing a decision. But if Joe Douglas has watched Woody Johnson's history and he says, oh, man, we went after Brett Favre. Oh, man, he likes the star power of Tebow. Well, he's going to love the star power of Watson. So, guys, I love it. You guys want to do some call-ins? We could do some call-ins. That is absolutely fine. I'm going to rant a little bit real quick, and then we'll get into the phone calls. Mud Vials, I'll throw your thing up on the screen as soon as it pops through. Man, I am all sorts of excited. Like, I am all sorts of pumped up. You're going to hear people say, he's going to the Dolphins. Ask yourself this. If you're the Texans, do you want to admit you were so wrong trading for Laramie Tunsil that you gave up a first-round pick this year and want to trade for your third-round pick back just so you have the right to get the third-best quarterback in this draft? I don't think so. I don't think that's happening, boys. They're going to come to the Jets. It's the number 2 pick. He wants to come here. He's going to waive the no-trade clause. You're going to have some people say, oh, well, Deshaun Watson, maybe they put him on ice. They say, hey, sit out, get fined, lose your money. We could still trade you next year. You're still going to have 4 years on your contract or whatever the heck it is. Well, there's no guarantee that Deshaun Watson is going to waive his no-trade clause for the number 2 overall pick next year. He wants to come to the Jets. We've seen the tweets. We've seen the paint this car jet green, that whole sort of thing. This is just way too exciting. My dude, Ben Stahl is sitting in math class watching this. I know you're jazzed up. Tell your teacher to go kick rocks. I'm trying not to lose my ever-loving mind, but I'm going to do it. That's what's happening because we are going to get him. I am, like, so sure of it. I'm so sure of it. Okay. So they hired David Culley. If you guys didn't watch my video on David Culley, as soon as this came through, I legitimately was like, who the hell is this guy? I've never heard of this man before. I'm going through all his like, the history of him. Friggin' playmakers in history class right now. Watching the stream. Oh, man. I absolutely want this. So they hire Culley. Culley's the passing game coordinator for the worst passing attack in the NFL. Are you telling me Deshaun Watson's excited for that? No, go kick rocks. You telling me that they're bringing in Josh McCown potentially as an assistant head coach? They're going to be trying to trade for him. We're going to send Sam to Houston. That's how this happens. I don't know what the trade compensation is going to be. The trade compensation is going to be all sorts of wacky. It could be anything. Who knows? There's I don't know if there's a limit right now. I'm just so jazzed up. I'm sure there is, but I'm excited. Mutt Viles says, call Houston, JD. Let's get this quarterback. Looking good. Also, Robinson's coming as well if we get him. Now, Robinson, I think, is a little less likely, if for no other reason than like he's going to cost a crazy ton of money, unless he takes a discount. I think we're going to be in on him, but I think if he wants like $22 million, I think we'll probably go a different route. Oh, man. This is exciting. The Texans' new head coach. Was the wide receivers coach in Kansas City when they had no touchdowns. No touchdowns as a wide receivers coach for your wide receiving core. Are you kidding me? This guy's 65 years old. There's no way that Deshaun Watson is hanging around there. They understand no one wanted this job. This was the least attractive job. You're losing your franchise quarterback. You have no draft picks. You have no cash to spend in free agency. This was a horrible job. They got whoever was going to come in here and say, hey, you're not getting Deshaun Watson. Hey, J.J. Watt's getting cut. And you're 65 years old. We're going to cut you when everything goes down the tubes. Kind of like Adam Gase last 2 years. You're going to reset everything. You're going to put us in a nice situation. And you're going to get the next head coach in here. And the guy said yes. He's just like, hey, you know what? I'll cash in for a little bit. Hopefully this dude works out like a little bit longer term deal. Maybe he gets a 4 or 5 year deal and doesn't get shafted. He's heading towards retirement. I have nothing bad about Cully. I just think it's a horrible job for the Houston Texans. I think they completely botched this whole system up, and they're going to lose a 25-year-old top 3 quarterback for, like, I don't want to say pennies on the dollar, but if Deshaun Watson wants to play this, like, super, like aggressive, he could say, I'm only going to the Jets. Or, here's my 3 teams. And now it's just those teams negotiating. You're pulling out all the other people from this situation. Now, this could be so huge for the Jets. If we get a 25-year-old franchise quarterback in here, he will be the best quarterback we have ever had immediately. Like, legitimately, 2 of his 4 starting seasons would have broken our passing yards record for a season. And the only reason he didn't get it in, like, his 3rd season is because he was out a game. Now, Joe Namath got that in 14 games, not 16 games, so a little bit weird. But he would have blown the doors off in that other year. Like this guy is really good. Can you imagine how good? Like, look at Jimmy Garoppolo and look at how the Shanahan offense works. Look at Matt Ryan and how that Shanahan offense worked. It took him to a Super Bowl. Neither of those guys could run. You have Deshaun Watson in here running some RPOs. Get out of here. You can't stop this offense. And we don't have anyone right now. But if you bring Deshaun Watson in here, you are absolutely going to get guys coming in here. They're going to want to take discounts. You're going to have players going balls to the wall every single day. Because when you have Sam Darnold, like, look, I love Sam Darnold. He's a great person. He's not getting the players fired up. He's not going to be able to do what Robinson can. That's just the bare bones of it. Just the bare bones of it. Now I'm looking at Allen Robinson's tweets. Allen Robinson's tweets coming over here. He's got the SpongeBob meme. He's looking in. He's just like, I know you know you know. IYKYK. I'm assuming that's what that means. I just throwing together acronyms right here. His likes. What's he got under his likes right now? Oh, man. So Allen Robinson's contract demands reportedly higher than expected. That's a little concerning, I guess. But everyone knew. Everyone's going to try and get a ton of money in free agency. That's just how it goes. But Allen Robinson, he's paying attention. He knows what's going on. He's like, hey, we're going to try and get this little magic happening up in New York over there, over in the Jersey compound. Eddie DeJesus, thank you so much for the super chat coming in saying, if you had the number 1 pick, would you still draft Trevor Lawrence or trade for Watson? If I had the number 1 overall pick and I was looking at Watson, I would have way more leverage where I'd say, okay, you are only getting the number 1 overall pick. Like at number 2, Wilson Fields isn't as sexy as Lawrence, but if I had the number 1 overall pick and I could give up significantly less because of Lawrence, I'm taking Watson all day. Like I know that Lawrence is like the GOAT, the next GOAT. He's coming in, he's going to be like Peyton Manning. He's going to be like all these other guys. And that's entirely possible. Absolutely entirely possible. But he's still a lottery ticket. He could be Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning, they were flipping, flopping back and forth, first, second pick. They didn't know what was going to happen back then. Ryan Leaf busts, Peyton Manning goes through the roof. Now, correct, number 1 overall pick. That doesn't mean that Deshaun Watson or that doesn't mean that Trevor Lawrence is going to be a lock to be a home run hit. I think he's going to be successful. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. I don't think he's like Ryan Leaf. I'll say that. But if I had the number 1 overall pick, you're damn right I'm trading it for Watson. That's a proven commodity over there. Bird in the hand, worth 2 in the bush. 100%. 100%, boys. I'm like, this just feels good. The Jets haven't had a franchise quarterback in the longest time, and I was so excited for Sam Darnold. But man, if you're saying that the Jets could swoop in here, what are you giving up? You giving up 3 first-round picks? First-round pick each of the next 3 years? I'd do it. 100%. I don't want to give up what they projected to give up in terms of the McClain trade, the 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and Quinnen, or 4 firsts, 2 seconds, and Quinnen. Kick rocks out of here. Your quarterback doesn't want to be with you. You guys fudged it up. He's going to put his no-trade clause into action. He's going to say, yeah, I'm only going to these teams. Now, they are going to try and trade him to the NFC. I see Oscar. I see him in the chat. I see him talking that up. He's going to say, hey, they want to send him to the NFC. 100%. Now, which NFC teams have the best shot to get him? If you're looking at NFC, you're looking at Bears, Lions, 49ers. Maybe the Cardinals, if they want to trade Kyler Murray and reunite him with Deshaun Watson and Hopkins. Like, I could see that. The Kyler Murray's an attractive piece, but that doesn't necessarily solve your draft pick problem. Now, you look at the 49ers. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo's interesting, but is he really that good? I mean, I guess he's a stopgap. He's a little bit younger. There's some hope for him. There's the New England connection. But does the number 12 pick really sound that sexy? And are they going to offer more than the New York Jets? Like, the Jets legitimately can offer the most. You look at the Lions. They could trade Stafford. They have the number 7 pick. It could be attractive, but is a rebuilding team wanting to roll the dice on a 33-year-old quarterback right now? I don't think so. I think you take your pick at number 2, or because they're bringing in McCown and they're talking about all these different, assistant coaches. McCown comes in. You trade Sam Darnold over there. He's giving him he's vouching for him. He's saying, hey, this is a good guy. This is a guy that'll turn your ship around. He is the calm, cool presence. Will always say the right thing. 100%. A good move to bring him in over there. Now, if you get that number 2 pick and you get Sam Darnold, you're trading down from number 2 if you're rolling with Sam Darnold. Or you take the quarterback and you let Sam Darnold him duke it out. There's so many potential possibilities to this, and the Jets just win all of them. Because I'm telling you, they're not trading with the Dolphins. They're not getting their pick back. The Jaguars and Colts are in division. They're not doing that. I don't think the Lions, the 49ers, or the Cardinals can offer enough to beat the Jets. He's posted stuff about the Jets. He said he hasn't come out and said he wants to come to the Jets, but he has, like, as close as you could possibly get to saying it is basically where we're at right now. Bell Elmore, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, Ryan, I'm freaking out. The ball is rolling. I'm so excited. Like, this is, okay. This is, how am I supposed to get anything done the rest of the day? I was going to try and make a whole video on this, and I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going live. I need to share the excitement with you guys, because when I'm making a video and I'm just yelling at a camera with no one else here, not as exciting. But, man, I could tell you what, Ben. I am excited. I went to bed last night. I was like, oh, they're hiring David Culley. No shot Watson wants to be there. I wake up today. And that, not even wake up today, but, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whenever that tweet comes out, Watson demands trade. I told you to watch out for Schefter. I told you it was coming. I knew it was going to be coming down the pipeline from Schefter. He had already trusted him with some of the, the rumors beforehand. So I like this a lot. Jabraylin Van Zidert. Thank you so much for the super chat, and I know I screwed up your name. He says, the Patriots fleece the Texans one more time, and the San Antonio expansion franchise will win a Super Bowl before the Texans and Cowboys. Look, I think so. The Patriots. You think the Patriots are going to fleece? Oh God, I hope the Patriots do not fleece the Texans. I do not want Deshaun Watson going to New England. I don't see it happening. I think he wants to have fun, and I think going to Belichick or going because Casario or however you say his name, the new GM over there, and Easterby are both from the Patriots. So there's the thought process like, oh, could they go there? Patriots don't have enough draft capital. Not happening. 100% not happening. I don't think so. I would be pretty surprised if that's the way it worked out for this Texans team. I think they're going to get screwed. I think we're still going to give up a pretty good amount, but I think they're going to get screwed based on, this offering. Hopefully Watson kind of speaks out a little bit more, because there's no way you go back into that locker room once you say, like, I demand a trade. It's like, no. Now, do the other players jump ship? Is that happening? Or are they going to support Watson? Are they going to say, hey, you know what? Go kick rocks? Could be going that way. I don't know. I don't know how it's happening. All right. Let me, I'm going to pull up the Google Voice. We're going to get some call-ins. I'm going to try and keep it short, because I do want to try and get to everyone, if I can. What is this phone number? I don't have any idea what this phone number is. Where's my, Bam! Phone number's on the screen, boys and girls. If you want to call in, you want to talk a little Deshaun Watson, what do you think it's going to cost? We're going to rapid fire through these, because I know you guys want to hear it. I know you guys want to talk. I know you want to share the excitement that is Deshaun Watson potentially coming to the New York Jets. I love it. I love it. We got our first caller coming in. Who we got? What's good, buddy? How you doing today? How you feeling about this Deshaun Watson news? Dude, I'm feeling good. I love it, dude. I'm sitting here, I'm like refreshing my Twitter feed, I'm going through the Jet forums, I was like, I need content, what's going on? Give me rumors, give me anything. I'm excited. I think it's happening. I really do. What do you think? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh. So, brother, I'm so sorry. Hang tight. I'm going to give you a little bit more time, because the guys in the chat said they can't hear you, so I got to reboot something on my end. So just hang tight on the line. Let me know when you guys can hear the call, and then I will get it working. This friggin' thing on the side doesn't always want to play nicely with me. So, yeah, I think it's 100% locked in. I don't know who else is going to have a shot at getting Deshaun Watson, but I think it's coming down to Miami. I think it's coming down to the Jets, and I think it's going to be the Jets. I think that's what's ultimately going to happen. We have such an attractive offer with the number 2 overall pick. You get the second best quarterback. You get the best quarterback not named Trevor Lawrence, the guy that would be a first-round pick literally anywhere else. So hold on one second. Let me open up my sound settings. Maybe I screwed something up the other day. Yep, I did. Okay. Can you guys hear him now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you? Yes, there it goes. Okay. All right, we're live.
Yes, we're in business,
we're live.
Baby.
Sorry about that. All right.
Hey,
all right.
So the teams I was thinking that could be in the mix on inquiring are Carolina, Washington football team possibly. Now, obviously, they don't have as high a pick, but that's a place I could see him wanting to play for Rivera maybe. Like, he would accept the trade if they gave up their entire farm. They have a crazy owner, that kind of thing. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, we're in the driver's seat. The question is, and I was saying, does Joe D want to really give up, 3 first-round picks, including the second. Because when you look at it, and like I was telling you, I watch a lot of the condensed games, not just the highlights. So I like to watch the college games to see how the sequence of the game plays out, and is the player making plays, in the right time to win the game, like winning plays at the right time. And I've been going back. Last night I was watching Sanchez to see, like, am I seeing things when I'm watching Wilson, Fields? Like I want to compare these guys to older guys so that I'm seeing, like, is my mind playing a trick on me just because it's college, or is, like, do I really think Wilson is just the cream of the crop? And what I've watched, I love Wilson. I think he is. So in order for me to give that pickup, to me, I don't think we should have to be giving up 3 first-round picks.
That's a huge argument,
like, maybe
for
the
a lot of
34th
people.
pick.
Yeah. So
my,
I think there's something
my
to be said.
consideration.
If
go
you're
ahead,
giving up number 2, maybe you consider, like, if the Texans are like, hey, we want multiple picks, and the Jets are like, number 2 is way too valuable. Maybe you're giving up more draft picks, but they're just not first-round draft picks, which I don't necessarily love. Like, I would rather the Jets give up, 3 picks as opposed to, like, 6 picks and, like, have them all be, like, second and third rounders and, like, I don't know. You're going to have to give up first-round picks. That's kind of where it comes down to. I think you're going to have to give up at least 2, at the very least, unless he, like, really forces people's hand.
I'm thinking the second pick, 34, and then one of our first-rounders next year, and then a third-round pick, and then we get a third-round pick next year, and then we get a fourth-round pick next year back. So it's like a pick swap. So that would essentially be 2, which is a huge value. And like Green Bean was saying in your your panel the other night, like, we have to acknowledge the value of that pick. He was 100% right in the negotiating. And then I'm thinking that pick, the 34th pick this year, and then one of our first next year, and then a pick swap, 3rd, 4th round next year. Now, I don't know what you think. If we got Watson, right, it's like, which one of our first-round picks next year is more valuable? Because I don't know, like Seattle.
Well, that's just it. If we get Watson and Wilson has an injury, that pick is going to be worth a lot more. Now, maybe if we work out a trade, it could be something where it's not the Jets or Seattle pick, like, individually. It could be like, hey, whichever of your first-round picks is higher. Like, I could see that happening more so than not. I mean, maybe Douglas stands firm and says, hey, you're taking, the Jets' first-round pick because we're confident we're not going to be as bad, and we're confident, we're not picking top 10 next year. Or maybe he says, it has to be Seattle because we're still a little bit further away for this team, for the Jets. Brother, thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to get to some more phone calls, get through everyone over here. Ali Darwish says, if the Jets had the number 1 pick, would you still want Watson? Yes, I would. I would just give up significantly less to get Deshaun Watson. I like Trevor Lawrence. I'm a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. But he is still a lottery ticket. He might be a lottery ticket that airs closer towards the winning side, but I'm going to take the proven commodity in 10 years of a guy that's on a really, really reasonable contract. Now, a lot of people are going to say it's a $40 million contract. Not the case. Not when traded. What's good, brother? How you doing? Welcome. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
What's on your mind? How much do you think we have to give up to get Watson?
All right, this is the offer I had in mind. So this year we give up number 2 and number 34. Next year we give up our Seattle first, and then 2023 we give up a 3rd or a 2nd.
That's interesting. So you're basically saying what's nice about 34. 34 is like almost a first-round pick. It's close. It's right there. You don't get the 5th-year option, which, like, sucks, but it's close enough where you could get some value. So you're saying number 2 overall this year, number 34, you're saying the Seattle first next year, and then a 2023, what'd you say, 2nd-round pick?
Yeah, a 2nd.
I like the idea of kind of spreading stuff out. I get the feeling if they're as serious with McCown as I think they are, I think Sam is part of this trade package. I think he would be going over there in conjunction, and they'll swap him for picks, or they'll swap 2 for picks. I think there's going to be some maneuvering here. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I think if McCown is not brought in, then maybe there's a chance that the Jets hold on to Sam and trade him independently. I would hope that's the case because I think we could still get a 2nd-round pick and reclaim some of the draft picks for him. I don't know. It's going to be fascinating. Going to be fascinating. Is there a spot if the Texans say it's 3 first-round picks? It's this year, 2022, and 2023 first-round picks. You doing it?
I think I am. He's too good.
No, I love it, brother. Thank you so much for the call in. I'm going to get to some more callers. This is the crowd goes wild. The Jet fans are going nuts. I love it. I love it. All right, who's on the line? Who's on the line? Talk to me, brother.
George.
Welcome to the Deshaun Watson coming to the Jets live stream. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm telling you, I think it's going to happen. What would you give up to get Deshaun Watson?
You know what? I was going to mention this. How do you feel if we not only get Deshaun Watson, but we free up some more cap space from them and possibly bring over like J.J. Watt or something, or maybe an offensive lineman to kind of sweeten the deal?
I don't think J.J. Watt's going to be a part of this, and here's why. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I like J.J. Watt a lot. I think he's done great in the community. I think he's a great player still. I think the Texans are going to have to cut him. He's due like $19 million, and there is no dead cap, so they can cut him scot-free. So there's no benefit for them aside from maybe a team offering them an extra draft pick for Watt. But that team is then taking on a $19 million cap hit. Like that's a ton of money for.
Right.
I think what's going to happen, I think he's going to get cut. I think he's going to go to the Steelers, and he's going to play with his two brothers. I think that's a rare opportunity to be able to do it. I think he could take like a stupid low contract too. Like I think he seems like the type of guy that if he plays, maybe he's contemplating, what his next step is, but I think playing with his brothers, at least for a season, on a pretty reasonable contract, feels like it would be the right move. If he wants to follow his boy Deshaun Watson to New York, hell yeah, I'm about it. I'd be all for it.
Why not, right? Well, I'm thinking it might actually sweeten it from him, though. Like, it might be we have to give up less if we were to take on a big contract like that. That's why I'm, proposing J.J. Watt.
Well, I get that, but here's the thing. So if the way the Jets could take advantage of this situation is by taking on a big contract. I do agree. I think that would help them a lot. The issue with J.J. Watt, so he's due $17.5 million. If he is traded, there is no dead cap hit for the Texans, so there is no cap relief. They can legitimately just cut him. Unless we want to pay, unless, like us as fans, if the Jets want to pay J.J. Watt $17.5 million and they think they're not going to be able to get him in a free agent atmosphere, or they think he's going to get more money than that in a free agent type atmosphere, then it makes sense to trade for him. Otherwise, it makes no sense. I think they're going to have to cut him. And I think that's exactly why Kalo came in there as the head coach. They told him, you're not going to have Deshaun Watson. We're cutting J.J. Watt. Your ass is going to be out the door in 2-3 years when we start looking more attractive. This rebuild, this culture has been rebuilt. I don't think there's any way that I don't know. I don't think Watt's getting traded. I think a team would have to think they'd have to pay him more than what he's currently getting, and he's 31 years old. Right. So I don't know. This would be the highest cap hit year for him he's ever had. His before that 15.5 this past year was the highest. 14.6 before that. So it's just getting more and more expensive. I don't think it's going to happen. Any last words before I eject you?
I like the DJ trade. 3 first-round picks for the next 3 years. I think that's fair, and I think the Jets would win that scenario.
I love it. I love it, dude. I hope that's exactly what the Jets offer. I want to give up 3 first-round picks over the next 3 years so the Jets have extra draft picks to surround him. I trust Joe Douglas. I trust Robert Saleh. I think they are going to, I don't want to say they're going to fleece the Texans, but I think we're going to see this trade and we're going to be like, that wasn't that bad. Because I think Watson is going to help this out. I think Watson's no trade clause is the little key piece to this. That's my thought process. Ryan Adams over in the chat says 34th pick for Stafford. Not happening. They're going to be able to get a first-round pick for him anyway, but I would not do that. I'm not taking on Stafford. Guys, we got 700 people in the chat. I know you guys want Deshaun Watson. All you got to do is hit that like button, because if you hit the like button, then maybe Joe Douglas sees this. It pops up in his trending tab, and they're like, oh my God, the Jet fans want him. We're going to sell a shit ton of jerseys, and it's just the right move to make. So hit that like button.
Call from
Peter.
Peter, my brother, how you doing today?
Lion, what's going on, my dude?
Dude, I am all sorts of excited. What do you think happens with this whole situation?
Personally, I think like we're totally gonna get him. Only time will tell. But knowing the fact that he wants to play for our coach, it's like a big possibility that he will come to New York. And players are already telling him to come through as well, including Kevin Durant and James Harden.
Dude, I think for sure that like, I mean, literally all the big stars, they're all starting to come into New York. They're like, oh no, this is where we want to be. I like if we get Watson, the Jets immediately become the hottest ticket in free agency, and it's just so exciting to see. And I'm fascinated because when I'm looking at Douglas and I look at his history and I look at like how he handles draft picks and contracts, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. But like I want it to happen in the worst fucking way possible. Ugh.
Hey man, I feel like he could do it. And honestly, like if I were the Jets, obviously I'm gonna have to give them the number 2 pick. I will give Seattle's 2022 pick. And I would give up the first round for 2023, and probably throw in a second round in case we can't give it to Darnold.
Yeah, look, if we had to give up the equivalent draft pick for what we think we could get for Darnold, I'm all for doing that because we're moving on from him anyway. I don't see this being a legit thing. Anything I've seen from Robert Saleh, it just leads me to believe that he's not committing to Sam Darnold. And Daniel Ford, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't currently see a question tied to it, but I know you're excited. I can see it in the typing of the money on the screen. Sorry, go on. What's up?
I can't remember the last time like any of our plans played out until now.
Dude, we haven't been an attractive landing spot since Rex Ryan was here. Like, I'm telling you, the Jets are going to make some moves. We're going to swap some pieces around. We're going to be impressed with this trade, and we are going to be banging our chest. We're going to be ordering some Deshaun Watson jerseys. It'll be the hottest selling jersey, hands down, across the league.
Oh, don't be surprised if Times Square sells out in less than an hour if that happens.
Oh, I'll love it. I will love it. I will love it. Brother, I'm going to get to some more phone calls. Thank you so much for calling in. Boys, let me hear what you have to say. I want to hear it. I'm so excited. Boys, if you're a member of the channel, drop a JETS. Let me see some Fireman Ed. Let me see some Robert Saleh screaming. Let's go. I'm telling you. BD says, I'll get a jersey the second the trade goes through. You're damn right. I might start ordering my jersey now so that way it gets here in time. I'm telling you. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Zach from Jersey.
Zach from Jersey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How are you, Ryan?
How are you feeling? What do you think's going on with this trade? Jets getting this guy?
I think they are, man. I have not been a believer until today, but it really seems like things are coming together. If I had to put my money on it, I do think it's going to happen.
Dude, it's like I'm a big believer of when there's smoke, there's fire, and there is like literally smoke billowing out of the building at this point. It's green smoke pumping out. And like, I'm telling you, I really think he wants to go to the Jets. I think he wants New York. I do think he would be happy in Miami. So like if the Jets did not make a trade offer and Miami was the only trade offer. Now here's the thing, I have like an interesting question on it. I don't know if it's like how it sort of works out. Like what happens if the Texans go to Watson and say, hey, these are the trade offers we got, and they exclude the Jets and they just say, hey, you're not going there. Like, you know, we're just going to pretend their trade offer never even happened. Is he going to block it, or does he want to get out there bad enough that they're cool sending him to, you know, the San Francisco 49ers, the Lions, the Bears, the Dolphins? Like maybe they try to, I don't know, I don't want to say spite him, but like maybe offer a slightly lesser of a pick because of, I don't know. I just don't know what's going on.
No, I don't think so. And here's a couple of reasons why. I think they like Sam Darnold. I think there's like just so many pieces falling into place. Like, I highly doubt the Texans are going to trade with Miami because it makes the optics of that are so terrible to get their own pick back. They're like basically trading away Deshaun Watson for Tunsil straight up, which is like a ridiculous trade. Nobody would ever do that. There's just too many things. I mean, Watson loves Saleh. The whole thing with the Miami pick, like they're not going to do that. It seems like, I'm sure McCown said very good things about Darnold when they talked to him. There's just too many things. And here I got something to say here. I think Christmas is coming late this season for the Jets because I think there's a very solid chance the Jets get Watson and keep the second pick.
Oh
the Texans
man,
really
could
do
you
like Darnold,
imagine? Oh, I would give up more pick if you don't have to give up that pick, and you can give up 3 firsts, like say like Seattle pick this year, any pick next year, any pick in the 2023 draft, and you have to give up a little bit more. Like, I'm all about that, because then you have the number 2 pick and you trade down and you start adding ass.
Yeah.
Oh man, if that happened,
Yeah,
Joe Douglas, I will get like in Joey Trust. I don't know if I should have that tattooed on my butt, but man, I would be like, I'm like right there. I could be convinced to do that.
I think it's gonna happen. I would give away the 4 first-round picks. Our Seattle one this year, the 2 first-round picks next year, and then the one in 2023. Because with that 2, you trade down, you get that back anyways. I think it's gonna happen because look at like the Texans. Like, they ended up with a coach that like basically nobody wanted, because nobody wants to coach for them. Like, we know Joe Douglas gets really good value from trades. Look what he got for Jamal Adams versus like look what the Texans got for like trading away Hopkins. Like, it's like we're going in with like a really strong trader that gets a lot of value, and they're coming in as a trader that doesn't get a lot of value. I really think there's a solid chance, especially with the other stuff, like with how they like Sam and how like Watson, you know, he's gonna want to go more to the Jets. I really think I'm putting it like 50-50 that we get news at some point that we're getting Watson, and you know, we got to trade a lot of other stuff away, but I think we keep that number 2. I think there's a solid chance.
Oh man, that would blow my mind. I'm like firmly in the camp of there's no way that's what gets it done. I think number 2 is our most attractive chip. I think more than likely we give up number 2 and then less picks. But like, if you could keep the number 2 pick and just give up some other picks, even if it's a few more picks, oh god, that would be so friggin' exciting. I would lose my goddamn mind. Brother, I'm gonna get some more phone calls. Thank you so much for calling in. V-Man, thank you for the super chat, says, to quote Jean-Luc Picard, make it so. Make it so. Let's get our guy, boys. Let's get him. Who we got on the phone lines now?
Ben.
What's good, brother? How you feeling?
Yo, what's up, Ryan?
Dude, I am all sorts of excited. I think it's happening. I don't know what Jet fans think is going on, but I'm smelling. I had my nose on this for a while.
I knew when this man got hired, I was like, oh man, his ass is out of there.
Oh man, you had to know it was coming. And rumors were that he put in a demand for a trade like a while ago. So that means they hired Cully knowing.
I knew they were going to wait till they hired a coach.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, you had to at least let that kind of go. Kind of had to play out. Now, what do you think the Jets give up for him?
I'm thinking they give up pick 2, pick 23, Seattle's pick in 2022, maybe a future 3rd-round pick. I think that moves the needle.
Oh, dude, I would be all sorts of on board. Like, I don't care what it costs. Like, just go out and get this guy. We've been looking for a franchise quarterback for 50 friggin' years, and there's one that wants to come here.
No, I know exactly. I'm sick of all these supporters saying, "No, let's keep the pick." You know what? We haven't seen a good quarterback since Joe Namath. What are the chances the Jets haven't been able to develop shit in 50 years? What are we going to do if we draft Zach Wilson? It's going to be at least 3 years since we make the playoffs. And
well, that's just it. Like, dude, you're spot on. You bring in Zach Wilson, you got, like, probably 2-3 years of, like, rookie growing pains and, like, hoping he turns into a guy. Like, you got to...
I don't want to see this anymore. I don't want to see rookies being developed because we're just not good at it.
Dude, I completely agree. Completely agree. I think, dude, I don't even know what to do. I'm like rambling and babbling in circles at this point. I'm just excited about this.
With all of A-Rob's tweets, if Watson comes here, we are getting Allen Robinson.
Oh, you gotta think it. Like Robinson wants to play with Watson. I'm a firm believer. And now the Jets also have the most money, or like one of the most money.
We saw his tweets during Salah's press conference.
Oh yeah. He's liking Salah comments. He's liking Watson to the Jets. He's like, Robinson to go to the Jets and all these different things. Like I think it's bound to happen. It's just a matter of the money and how much he's going to ask for versus like other receivers, and is he worth it for Joe Douglas? If he's willing to take just a little bit less to go to a nice organization, I'd like it.
hey, if he wants 18 mil a year, I'm giving that. And he wants to come to this team, I think we got to give him that contract. If I'm
Yeah, look, I wouldn't be upset with it at all. If you could get Robinson for $18 million a year, and like you're getting a stud number one, Mims now has to deal with number two corners all day. Like, oh, for sure, like this dude's gonna get groomed, and then by the time Mims needs a contract, you're gonna be done with Robinson. So I'm all about it, 100%.
If Mims is the number two, all those number two quarterbacks are gonna be burnt toast out there with him.
Oh yeah, and one thing that cannot be discounted is if the Jets are not making this move, there is a really good shot that he goes to Miami. And how much do you want to pay to prevent him from going to Miami? I would throw a second-round pick at that if he wasn't going to our team. Like, if it was like, hey, I'll give you a second-round pick to send him to the 49ers. Like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I don't want him in the division for the next 10 years. That's 20 losses.
Exactly. If we don't trade for this man, he's likely going to go to the Dolphins, and we're going to be screwed for 15 years.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm 100% on board with that.
Yeah, and we see what Richard Sherman's been saying recently too. He loves Salah. He thinks Watson should go to the Jets. If we get Watson, I'm thinking Richard Sherman takes a little bit of a cut to come to us too.
Dude, I think I could see that happen. I really could. Brother, thank you so much for the call. I'm going to get to some more phone calls. Let me see. I have a few super chats over here, so I'm just going to click out of the Google window real quick so I can try to address some of these. Let's see. V-Mans was the last one I threw up, I think. I think there's another one up here. Yes, my friend Fred, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, most exciting Jets offseason ever. I would say so. The most exciting offseason since, like, I wanted Le'Veon Bell. Like, I was super excited for that. It just fucking backfired real fucking hard. Oh, sorry, I'm dropping F-bombs now. I don't want to do that to you. And I'm going to get this whole video demonetized. Guys, drop a like on here. If you watch Deshaun Watson, you want him as your quarterback, hit the like button. If you want to vote on where you think he's going to go, I got a link for a poll in the description down below. All you got to do is vote there, and then I'll raffle off a shirt. We'll do it during the next live stream. I'm not going to do it today because I'm not going to hang around all that much longer. I'm going to cut this off at an hour, I think. Nicholas says, let's get Watson, go Jets. Dude, I'm hoping, and I think it's going to happen. Richard Delgado coming in with a super chat saying, Sewell should be the Jets pick. The most important part of a team is offensive line. Look at the Cowboys. They drastically fell off. Look at the Cowboys. They never won a Super Bowl. Come on. I shouldn't say never won a Super Bowl, but with that studly offensive line, they kept floundering and failing. No, but I agree. Look, the Jets do need offensive line. They need to rebuild this offensive line. The offensive line is the most important part of your team. But that number 2 overall pick gets you Deshaun Watson. If you were going to spend that pick on a quarterback, if you're thinking Fields or Wilson and you're not thinking Sam Darnold, it's easy because that number 2 pick would have been a quarterback anyway. I'm throwing that in for Deshaun Watson. I don't care. Now, maybe you say, hey, that pick is worth so much, you're not giving up as many assets. 100% on board with that. We need Watson to say, I'm coming to the Jets, and that's the only place I'm going, or I'm retiring, because that means we have all the leverage, and his team that he's getting traded to will not have to be handicapped by losing too many draft picks. Tim saying, would you consider signing Peter North over Watson? Peter North, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Peter North the porn star? So, no, I want Deshaun Watson over Peter North. What else we got going on over here? Alex Sims says the Bears GM said they're gonna tag Allen. Ooh, that would be surprising, I think. Let's take a look at the Bears salary cap. Let's see where they're sitting right now. All right, so the Bears are sitting at $13 million over the salary cap. $13 million over the salary cap. Now, they can create some space. So let's see. Who are they cutting? They would have to cut Fuller. They would have to cut Akeem Hicks. They would have to cut Charles Leno Jr., probably Jimmy Graham. That gives them $24 million. That would give them enough money to franchise tag Allen Robinson. So it would be the average of the top 5 at his position. So it's going to be about a $20 million tag. That gives them $4 million to sign their draft class, which is not a crazy ton. Plus, they have to take on the $10 million cap hit of, well, I guess it wouldn't be Deshaun Watson then, but they would have to figure out what they're doing at quarterback as well, because they do have to pay some people. That would give them 43 people under contract out of a possible 53. So they can make some moves. They can franchise tag Allen Robinson. If I'm the Jets, I'm not trading a penny for Allen Robinson. I say, hey, you know what? Let him sit on the Bears if he's got to sit on the Bears. No way in hell do I make that trade. I think there's going to be so many good free agents hitting the open market that there is no reason to overextend for a receiver that I do like, I do want, I would pay big money for, but I'm not paying big money and trading away draft assets. Not happening. Nikhil Sodi, thank you so much for becoming a member of the Jets Talk 24/7 channel, my brother. Drop a JETS in there. Let me see some Fireman Ed. I love it. I love it. I love seeing the emojis pop up. It makes me feel good. All right, let's jump in the phones again. I'll pull up the Google Voice, throw that back up on the screen. How much are the Jets going to give up to get Deshaun Watson? That's really the biggest question. I believe the Jets can go out and do it. I believe we are in the best position to go do it. It's just a matter of if Joe Douglas is going to go out and do it. Watson wants to be here. He wants to play for Robert Saleh. I think it can happen. And by think, I mean I think it's going to happen. I'm like, I haven't been this juiced up in like probably since last night when I made my other video. Like, I'm telling you, there is a lot of hope here if you're a New York Jets fan, and the needle is trending up. If you want to talk about a move that is all gas, no break, it's going out and getting a top 3 quarterback and setting your franchise up for the next 5 years. Watson's contract runs through the extension, or not through the extension, but runs through the entirety of Joe Douglas's contract and runs through the Robert Saleh contract. All 3 of them. GM, head coach, quarterback, locked in for 5 years. You damn right I'm doing it. All right, boys. The phone number is on the screen. Who we got? Who we got?
Call from
Mike.
Mike, how you doing, brother? How you feeling right now?
Well, man, my work shift is a bit better. I can tell you that much. Right now, I'm currently working. I find this out. What is it? You gotta get it,
dude. I hope we get it. It's gotta happen. It's got I'm literally sitting around. I'm watching. I'm looking through the Twitter feed. I'm going through everything. I was like, oh man, there is no way that the Jets aren't getting it. What do you think the Jets have to give up?
Wait, go ahead.
What do you think the Jets have to give up to get him?
Now, the first guy that called it before, though, saying not getting rid of the second pick, I can see him maybe having with something like this. Maybe like the Seattle pick this year, 34, maybe the Seattle pick or the second Jets pick next year, maybe a third, and maybe Sam. I think that can do it, keeping the number 2, because then you trade back with whoever you want.
Well, so that's a really interesting situation, because I'm firmly in the camp of I think they're going to have to give up number 2. I think that's the most attractive trade chip if you're the New York Jets, because I don't know if our other picks are necessarily as attractive. Now, if Watson says I'm only playing for the Jets, and that's a huge bargaining chip right there for the New York Jets, because I would rather give up a little bit more picks and Sam and let them rebuild, kind of reset the culture, figure it out, and then we get Watson, we have the number 2 overall pick, and then all of a sudden we just load up across the board. Maybe then you go and I don't even know what you do. Do you keep 2? You got to trade out of 2, I would think, if that were the case.
Yeah, of course. Whoever has multiple first or second round picks, you got to do it. Plus, Allen Robinson pretty much has been following this thing the whole time. He's going to come with Watson.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the most exciting part. It's like all the dominoes start falling into place, and it's like, the Jet fans are winning February or January or whatever. I don't care. I want to win I want to take over the headlines. This Watson rumor is absolutely dominating NFL headlines right now, and the Jets are going to be the beneficiaries of it. I firmly believe it.
Exactly. I can see us getting it. And to be honest, if we can trade out too, I would think trade back would do like maybe Miami because they have multiple picks as well. Let them go up one spot. Maybe trade with Cincinnati because they want the tackle. Why not?
I don't think we're trading with Miami just because it's an in-division thing. But I do think Atlanta could come up. I think Detroit could come up. That would be an interesting situation if they trade Stafford and they want to get up to 2. Now maybe they give up number 7 and whatever the pick they get for Stafford is to go up and get the quarterback they want instead of taking Trey Lance. I do think Trey Lance's floor in this draft is going to be Detroit. I don't think he falls past them. I think he's an exciting player, but I would love to trade, down with them, get 2 first-round picks this year. That's how you recoup draft picks.
Give me Jeff Okudah and a first-round pick either this year or next year.
Oh, man, that would be cool. That would be awesome if you could pull that and just get like a cornerback on a rookie contract and a first-round pick. Oh, man. Brother, I'm going to get some more phone calls. Thank you so much. Chris from Florida, I see you calling in, so you're about to get a call from me. So pick up your damn phone. Let's see if we get him. Let's see if Chris will get on the phone.
Please leave your message for...
No! Chris didn't pick up the phone. I'm sorry, Chris. I tried to call you. I tried to get it to happen. I want to hear your thoughts. This is just exciting if you're a New York Jet fan. Where am I at time-wise? I want to cut this short of an hour. I got 10 minutes. 10 minutes in here. Guys, drop a comment. Drop a like on this video. Let people know the Jets want Deshaun Watson, and he's going to be a New York Jet. That's what we want here. Christopher says, give your boy Chris from Florida a call. Chris, I tried to give you a call, and it didn't work. I went straight to voicemail. I'll tell you what. Maybe you were trying to call me, and I'm going to try and drop in another call. Here it goes. Here comes my next attempt at calling Chris.
Yo, let's go!
Yo! Let's go, Chris. Come on. Let me show you. Show me how excited you are, dude.
Yo, 2021, baby! It's all live, bro! New York, get up, get excited! New York, gang green! New York Jets!
I'm pumped. I'm like all sorts of excited. What do you think it costs the Jets? How are we getting him? What is it going to cost?
Guys, okay. I understand the hype. I understand it. Watson is a top quarterback. But we have to not forget 2 important things. One, it is Deshaun Watson's final decision where he wants to go. Regardless of how great the deals and offers are, it will be Deshaun Watson's final decision. And 2, our GM is a bad man. Our GM is a man who does not bend over. He does not just go ahead and throw out everything with everyone saying, oh, do whatever. No. The thing is, if Deshaun Watson wants to play for the Jets, it just takes this simple deal. Hey, the Jets made an offer. Deshaun Watson says, I don't care what they offered you. You guys did me dirty. That's on you. The Jets don't owe the Texans anything, not a single thing. And if Deshaun Watson really wanted to play for us, he will do it regardless of the option. So this is what I think Joe Douglas will do. He'll throw out 2 cards. He'll throw out the second round draft pick because we all know what that's really worth this year and next year's Seahawks first round draft pick, and that's it. So
you're saying two first. I would do this. I would give up 2 overall if we're in that vein. 2 overall, Seattle pick next year, and Sam, because I think you're going to have to trade Sam. I don't think you want to have Sam and Watson on the same team right now. I think it's a little too much volatility. But yeah, dude, if you could get it for number 2 overall, the first next year, and Sam, oh man, is that a win? That would be friggin' amazing.
I wouldn't mind that. I just don't want to send Sam to Texas, to Houston, because I feel like that kid deserves a lot better. I get where it's like, oh, it makes sense, but again, my point is, why do we owe the Texans anything? They put themselves in the situation, and in the end of the day, Watson needs to be the one to make the final decision, because in the end, he can simply say, hey, regardless of – you said it earlier. Regardless, if somebody makes an offer, he's the one that says, oh, I don't care if they made this offer. I don't care who made an offer. I want to go here. So either you go ahead and send me to where I want to go and you take the deal, or you're going to pay me because you already signed the contract that I'm guaranteed. And I'm not going to
So here's the thing for me. The collective bargaining agreement that was just signed, I think it's $40,000 a day that you're fined if you don't show up to camp. So Watson is going to get fined that money after demanding a trade. I think that, like, if he sits out, that's going to be a thing. Now, I don't know how that affects his trade value per se, but I think – so here's a situation. I don't know how it works. Like, what happens if the Texans get 12 offers, and the Jets, we know Watson wants to play for the Jets, and the Jets offer is like, it's like, okay. And the Texans are, they go to Deshaun, they say, hey, here are the teams. Here are 11 teams that have trade offers for you. And they say the Jets didn't put in an offer. I mean, does he say, like, okay, I'm sitting out?
They won't tell him that Jets don't give him an offer?
Well, I'm saying if the Jets try to play hardball and they say, hey, we're not even considering the Jets pick. Here are the trade spots that we're considering trading you, or these are the offers we have. Where do you want to go out of these teams? Like, the Jets are going to have to tamper the shit out of this in the media and be like, oh, we're trying to offer like all this shit. Like, there's trade offers out. Like, they have to get the word out to Watson that they want him. Otherwise, I think the Texans can play hardball to an extent and at least say, like, oh, we didn't get an offer from the Jets. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's a weird sort of, like, curveball I hadn't seen coming before.
Right, and I think the thing is, you mentioned the media, so I doubt there's a chance where the media doesn't catch wind that the Jets did make an offer and Watson doesn't find that out. So, it's the things like that. But hey, man, in Joe Sala we trust, not Joe Douglas, not just Robert Sala. It's Joe Sala we trust.
Joe Sala, it's Joe Salad. Joe Salad, it's my salad. Dude, I love it. Chris, brother, thank you so much for letting me get your reaction. I'm going to jump on. I'm going to try and get another caller in here. I'm going to end this at an hour. That'll be the duration. So I got another 4 minutes here. So let's try to get one more phone call. Guys, how you feeling? I'm going to try and get one more phone call, and then I'll go off on my little rant at the end. And I'll leave you with that. Logan says Joe Salad. I like it. I like it. Man 10 says Joe Salad. Oh, man. Oh, man. Wow, the phone lines are blowing up. Jesus. I apologize. If you guys can't get through, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that I have way too many calls coming through at the same time, and my Google Voice is about to crap out. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Guys, I'm telling you, I think it's happening. I think it's going to happen. Members of the channel, let me see your Fireman Ed in the chat. We got to get a Jets chat going, boys. We got to get one going in the chat. I want to see it. All right, the phone calls aren't coming through. Let me do this. Let me just go through. I will give you my quick rationale right now for why I think Deshaun Watson is going to be a New York Jet, and then I'll end it on that. 1, we've seen the tweets. He wants his car painted jet green. We've seen him in New York taxis. We've seen him, posting the geolocation over in Edgewater. You see the rumors of him wanting to play for Robert Saleh. You see just all the excitement. The Jets have the draft picks. We have the money. We have the ability to build around him. This is a team. This is a culture that players want to come here for. They just brought in David Culley. He's just like, there's no way Watson's staying there. No way. 32nd ranked passing offense last year for the Ravens. Go kick rocks. No touchdowns in 2014 from a wide receiver as a Chiefs wide receivers coach. Go kick rocks. Not happening. Dolphins, they're a threat. But I'm telling you right now, the Texans don't want to try and trade I'm telling you, they're not going to try and trade with the friggin' Dolphins. Because if they trade with the Dolphins, they're just trading for their number 3 overall pick back, and it's just going to be a complete cluster. 100%. 100%. Guys, I am all sorts of excited. I think it's happening. I think it's going to happen. Guys, my name's Ryan. I've been your pilot. Let me know how you feel in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Let everyone know that Deshaun Watson should be a New York Jet. And by this time, who knows, maybe tomorrow. Maybe it happens. Maybe everything breaks loose and the Jets wind up getting him leading up to Super Bowl. Who really wins the Super Bowl then? I would say the Jets. That would be my vote for who won Super Bowl week. Boys, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. But I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to crack myself a beer, and I am going to enjoy the rest of this rumor mill. Boys, I'll be back if any more news breaks. But, Jets.